Hello. Welcome back to Surrendered. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. The Lord is good and I'm so glad to be here. This is Surrendered with me, Rachel Kimani. And I want to say thank you so much for those of you who have been following this channel. You've been listening to what I say. You've been watching. And for any inquiry you have made and have been able to be of help, I honor God for that. Surrendered is a journey about our lives, our family relationships. If we are single, we are working, we are parenting, all those are journeys that God has given us, and we return them to Him in a way that is surrendered. You know what? Being surrendered means you have voluntarily offered to give your life, your issues to one who is more powerful than you. And really, that is why we do surrendered every now and then, because you realize you can't handle your life, and there is a God who tells you, "Come unto me, you who are weary and heavy laden." Today's video is about my life. I've always had life starts at 40, but for some strange reason, I didn't feel 40. I looked forward to 50. I felt 50. In fact, I talked about 50 for so long. By the time it was coming, perhaps even some of my family members were already tired because they had, I'm looking forward. One of the things that I did, because I love to do, is I took some good photos of me at 50 because I was looking forward to it. It's not usually the same. They normally say ladies are always 16 years old, 28 years old, like that. But for some good reason, I've always looked forward to the next day. When I was much, much younger, I think I dreaded 27, 28. When I was single, I really dreaded 30 especially. And I've given that story about my niece enough times, so you better come and watch this video. She used to think when you're 30, you are going to be with the Lord. And as for me, when I was single, I used to think, now when I'm 30, I don't know what to do. I think life will stop. But something changed in me when God revealed to me that every day is a gift from God. And I was looking forward to 50, and I did my photo. And 50 arrived. I'm even 50 plus. I was thinking when I was young then, when I hit 50, I will be looking so old. I'll be looking so spent. I'll be beat. But I've come to realize it's all up here. The Lord is so gracious to me. I was sincerely not ashamed of my 50. I was so glad of my 50. I'm still glad. But there is one major change that happened when I turned 50, and I'll talk about it in this video. You were thinking your life starts at 40. No, it starts at 50. But at one time, I also attended a meeting, a conference, and I had my bishop say life starts at 60. So I think it depends on how you look at your life. Are you gracious? Are you satisfied? How joyful are you in life? What's your perspective? What are your lenses? So depending on where you're coming from, imagine life starts at your age. You forget the teenagers, forget what they say. Life starts at your age because it is what you're doing with what God has given you. For example, have you ever thought that when you're 50, you have an opportunity and you can't lack 2 or 3 people, sadly, your age mates who are normal? If you're 50 and you're somewhere and you're complaining that things have not given you the outlook you thought it would give you, count those who have gone ahead of you. You are alive. Life is good. There are so many things I can talk about when my life turned 50. I can count blessings upon blessings. I can count God's grace. I can magnify the Lord. I just sum it up with Psalms 34. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise will continually be in my lips. Another one that says, come magnify the Lord with me. Let us magnify the name of the Lord together. Why? It is important the lenses that you wear at whatever stage of life you are in. And I was saying, I can talk all day long to count my blessings, when I turned 50. I'll just highlight a few things. One of the things that I have learned, I count my blessings more. My friends, I count the blessings of life. I didn't know I would be alive. And sincerely, life is a gift from God. I focus more on what I have right now than what I would have wished to have right now. I count the blessings of being a wife because I know some of my age mates who are not yet wives and they are waiting with God and I am waiting with them, and I take that in humility. I count the blessing of being a parent. It's one area that when I was young I never imagined because I saw my mom. We were so many. And I don't even remember the dreams I had about being a parent because I thought it was automatic. Lo and behold, it's not automatic. It's one school that I learn every day, full of surprises. I count the blessings of being a parent because some of my age mates, we got married together and somehow they have not been able to have children. So it is in humility that I say this. If you're watching this video, don't take it out there and say she's bragging about her children. It is a returning of thanks to God because at 50, you don't minimize the blessings that you have. And I was saying, I never used to imagine that the gift of parenting is so precious until I realized that some of the people we got married with, they don't have kids. Recently, some people tell me in church, and I think as late as last Sunday, and they were looking at this one, is this the boy who was just born the other day? And where is the pastor? And because he did a sermonette when he was very small. And now I'm looking for them. I don't see them because this one, he's kneeling down. If he was to stand up now, he would be not that tiny boy. He's tall. And I am learning seasons come, and the seasons for these children has come, and I'm in a season where children are growing up, and it is so evident because there's a little girl, the one who is known by many too in church. She's called Abby. She's not here because she's in a season of her own. And if you realized, these two young men, their hairs are very different. When this one told me he wants to do his hair like this, I was not surprised. And I am saying this because I have never really failed to appreciate every season, because there's a mother somewhere who says, give me a son, I would rather aseme ataweka line CV. You could be a parent there and you're killing yourself because your son has this. This one can make him move on with his life as opposed to me and him fighting and killing each other because he has this. Let him have his faith. Let him come to church. If he's tripping and he's sliding from his faith, I will fight with him spiritually because we will be praying, and my job will be to endear him towards the things of God. So don't get discouraged as a mom, as a dad, if your son has this. Okay, this doesn't define him. Another thing I can say about this young man, before he came here, he really delayed me. And I was wondering, where has he gone? But he came. So I'm counting the blessings of children who are growing up. And I have to learn to, if I want him to come, let me not just call him, Kuja Sasa. Now I'm ready. He's not ready when I'm ready, evidently. And I'm grateful that they came. He doesn't like pictures a lot, neither does he. But this one likes a little. But I'm grateful. Count your blessings. You can now go. If you're watching me and you're 50 and you happen to have the gift of children, are you giving thanks to God for them, or are you complaining about them? Please, please, please focus on the things that God has done for you through your children. For example, another blessing I can count in being a parent, I never have to call someone to come and do a video tape for me. These same people used to call babies just a few years in our church. One of them faithfully takes me videos as I'm doing this. So count your blessings.